So that's all yours again.
An idiot has sent a message.
What you eating? Mm. Down there. Mm. Hi Jeremy, how are you, mate? About to do a round 5 spa race. Then round 6 on Saturday. Oh. Are we going over to the entry section in a moment? 4 minutes to entry time. The song on. No Saturday bases. Just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction. As the war machine keeps turning. It's not the actual real singers, the cover, but yeah. Music's alright, but he's not quite got a deep enough voice for this song. Doesn't do bad for a cover though. Hello? Ma. Mm. Mm. Have a break. Have a break between mine and yours. There it goes. Mediums, intermediates, and wets. 2 times few, 3 times stars. Yeah. Now remember, back off and flow around some of those corners, right? Especially this one. The flow around it. That's it. And this top one. The other two main ones, other than the ones where you were going a bit wide on before. But I know you're only going flat out practicing before, right? This top one, just go with the flow of the braking, remember? Back off when you see the red a bit, but on this you don't see much there. That's it. That's a line I take there. Welcome to the stream. Just doing practice before racing starts. Matchmaking in 13 minutes. That's one where you go wide on every time. A bit slow into it and glide down round it. Back off. Glide. Glide. Same over here, start backing off. That's it, and then glide. That's it. Right, that's it, now you can fly on again. Back off and glide. When you're starting to come round to a big good run. Careful of that grass because you'll go off every time. Alright. Do cut in a bit there, you'll go off, as you saw. When you set up here, just back off a bit so then you can go round it properly. Back off a bit. That's it. And they don't seem to go out so wide if you do that. Now the hairpin, Oh, S, hard S. That's it. We get that down perfectly every time. It's just the ones up the end, you got to pull in on. Back off, hard in. Yep. Go the flow down here. If you see the red, just back off of that little bit. That's it. The end of the straight. I start backing up about now. Up and around. That's it. Now this one down here is the one that you lose on. It's a downhill one. Back off, and glide, downhill and glide. That's it. That's it. The back off and glide one, like the ring. Going downhill, so you just back off and glide down it. You don't need to pour on as you're going round. It's a downhill. Now this one, back off. That's it, and glide. That's it. That's it. This one, start backing off. And glide it, because it's an S. That's it. Back off and glide. We're coming to that big long straight now, towards the finish line. Remember, parts of it, use it like the ring. Alright? As soon as you see that red, just take your foot off the accelerator, then you should be able to get round it a lot easier. That's it. Coming up to the S's, to the straight, finish line. That's it. Oh yeah, you're good on this bit. Just when to pull in on those others. Yeah, it's a long time. We know Spa, like the back of our hand, but it's a long time since we've done it, and the way we've done it. 2, 3, 3. Back off, hard in. I know. Gotta get faster than that. Down to 224. What we did before. Now, up in these other corners, that's where you're going to be losing it, right? That's where you'll lose time up in here. Start backing up, coming into the S's. There. And then after this one, you're going down into a long sweeping downhill, similar to the ring. Remember, so back off and glide round it. That's it. That's it. You can pour on a bit as you get to glide round. Same down here, it's a downhill glide. Same down the bottom, you're still on a downhill glide, going into a corner. So back off about now and glide yourself round, and then when you can pour it on, you can put it on. That's it. Then you won't go out wide in that other area. Back off now because you're coming to another S. That other wide funny S, right? So you're coming around to, this is the last corner before the big straight, sweeping area before the straight. Alright? That's it. Now you know all this bit pretty good. It's just through those other corners, because they're downhill, just like the ring. Back off, start sweeping. As soon as you can put a bit on, you put a bit on. Back off and get yourself round. Then you're coming up to the S's before finish line. And pits and finish line. Got 6 minutes. 2:31. No, cut in. That's it. Now watch the speed up through down the up and up over. If you go a bit too hard, you will lose her. But you've been able to hold her. I usually back off there and then pour on. Yep. Then you won't lose it as much coming up over there hitting the ripple strips. You'll get a smoother run and be faster up through there. Now you got your S's here. And you're coming to that downhill sweeper like the ring. Remember, after this corner, you're starting your downhill climb. So this is the back off, glide round until you can put on. No. You'll get it next time. Downhill glide, that's it. Take off and let the car glide down and around. Same down here, take off about now. Glide it, that's it. As soon as you can put on, you know you can put on. That's it. Same on this corner. Start gliding because it's an S. This last corner is the one before you go onto the big sweeper before the S is in the straight. Right, right around it and then you'll be right. That's it. You know where you are now. Now just remember that part after the first lot of S's, you got the downhill into the sweeper, light sweeper, and then downhill again into another corner, and then downhill into that sweeping area, right? Once you get to the end of this straight, that's when they start. That's why I'll guide you just through those bit, right? Because you know the rest. Lucky. You got the penalty now for that. Ignoring the track rules there. You went a bit too quick up over there. Now this is where you got your S. And then after the S's, you got the corner. Downhill. Into this long sweeping, like the ring, much like the ring. Remember this, much like the ring. You back off and sweep round it. And then back off and up. Alright. That's the one where you usually lose it, right? Right. Coming down there, you just got to back off that bit more. Get round it. Then you just glide all the way down round there. Once you get that gliding on that top corner where you lost it, you'll glide right down through here. Alright? If you lose the momentum up there, you'll lose it coming into there. But back off, S's. S is coming onto the straight, that big nice sweeping area. This is the last corner for the sweeper. And that's big long straight now. Well, not straight. Yeah, we can go flat out. Heading to the S's for the home straight. 1 minute 18 to matchmaking. Just do what you can. Alright. But remember, after the first straight, it's the S's and then downhill. You don't have to put much power on, but just enough to keep you going all the way down there. And once you get down to that great big sweeping at the bottom, you can pour it on a bit, and you've got those last couple of corners before the big sweeper that you just did. It's that top bit after the S's of the first straight, the downhill sweeper, that you just got to pull in on it. Okay? And I think there you'll pick up on speed if you pull in and glide like you did on the ring. They'll say glide, glide, glide again, okay? So I'll just help through those sections here and there where I see that you need to pull in on the next lap, okay? Don't think I'm yelling and screaming at you. Just do the best you can. That's all we're here for. These rounds, just to have a go and try our best. Next time, we know what we're up against. Until matchmaking, I said, yeah, it goes quick. What? Well, it should be. I can hear every bloody thing. It's clear as day. You said that the other night and then you heard it. Well, I don't know why. Changed nothing. Coming up to the corners, remember the S, and then you're on the downhill. Yeah. Gotta do that too. Fix that up before actual full race, right? I do screen share too. I'll quickly do it now. Good luck. This is about the time I usually do it. Now, so. Continue to put it down to low too. Good line. But he backed out. Your S's. Now after this you're going to be coming into your downward sweeper, right? Now you got your downward sweeper down here. Back off about now. Sweep around it. A lot better, you didn't go out too wide. remember down this next one, back off, and then you'll be able to take it easy and keep going. Back off, back off. No, you didn't back off in time. Back off well before you're red. So you see that red, just take your foot off a little bit and it'll disappear a bit. Right, take it off, back, around, that's it, S's. And doing that constant speed, by doing that, you'll get round it better. That's it. You gotta remember on that downward sweeper. Same thing. He's trying to put you off. No, this bit really good. That's how you got to take those others, but at just a little different speed, right? Done. Slow down and hard in. That's it. Now watch your speed up here so you don't go bonk bonk like that other guy did. That's it. And doing that, you keep them to the track speed going up through there. So I say you back off a bit. Coming up to the S's. Now to this corner on the downhill. Back off about now. Slide around. Don't put any on. You just glide around with the speed you had. Then put on there. Alright. Same here. Glide around. Then put your speed on now. Now this one. Start backing off now. Now you can get round here a lot better by backing off there. So I always say back off a bit before the red. Then you can get round them a lot easier. Let's start backing off now. That's it, and then you can sort of pour on a little bit more if you have to. You'll get round here a lot smoother. Up here, start backing off now. Now you know where you are. That's number 12 anyway. $2:23.99, 2:22.588 is the fastest. We got a 9th. Good start. Making you see where I say you just gotta just back off and let it glide down through. Oh my God. Read number 2's name. Splitting the whisker. He's splitting the whisker. Naughty boy, splitting the whisker. Shania's, the one in front of us, is on the same points as me. I beat that one. The one that's number 10. Now you got the right tyres on. No. But it's misty. It's misty. It's not actually raining. There's no raining on the windscreens. It's misty. So it's going to rain somewhere along the line. That's the one we got to beat. Same points as me. Look at her. Isn't she pretty? Look at that sky. All the colours are out in the sky. Planes are doing the colours for us. So watch it, it could get slippery. Alright. It's misty. Up here coming to the S's, and then the downhill sweepers. Well done. They're coming to the downhill sweeper. Yeah, it's getting snotty with the road. Now back off, glide down it, back off and glide. Yeah. But that's what you did then is exactly what you do. Well done. Right, you took that corner beautiful. That's how you do that corner. That's it. See what road's starting to get a bit wet up through there. Now it's coming out sunny again. Now this is coming to the sweeper to go to the straight. S's, that's it. Final corner to go into that straight. Long straight to 4. Yes, it's for the finish line. That's it. That one behind us is the one we got to try and stay in front of. We don't. We're on equal points. Back off. That's it. Coming up to the S's for the straight. Yep, that's the other two. But if we don't get past them, we don't. It's only early yet. Yeah, I was waiting for someone to hit you up the end. I was waiting for that. They should have got penalties for that one, but they don't. Half the time. Another one's fine, the same to you. So much for sportsmanship and clean racing. It's not taught on the other side, but they expect you to do it in the licences and stuff like that, you know what I mean? You don't see it. Real sportsmanship on here. That's it. Now see if you can do this corner like that again, okay? You did well on it. Going into the S's. And then you're going to the downhill sweepers. Right, this is a downhill sweeper. Back her off and glide down. That's it. Where you can put it on, you can put it on. That's it. Well done. Same down the bottom here, just back off that little bit before the red. Then you'll be able to take it better. Back it off. That's it. Now this is the last corner before you sweep it, back off to the S's, right? An S. The last corners. Now this is the last main corner to that sweeping, to the straight again. Tyres are wearing okay. I was waiting for those three to do what they did to you, and they did. Alright, their turn will come. So I don't like seeing these dirty racing that they did to you on this corner. Unlucky. I think you were waiting to be hit up the arse again there, by three of them. Welcome to the stream. Slow down, hard cut in. Yes, just before you start doing the downhill sweep. Now they're starting to do the downhill incline now. There's one right on you. DP's trying to come through, sitting close to you. Only lap 3. Slow down now, S's. Yeah, he's going to try and take you on any mistake you make here. Now this is the last corner before your sweeper. Going to try and take you. Well done, you've had no penalties because you stayed in the track limits. Back off a bit. Just enough so you can get around it. He's half a second behind you. It's the pit times, that bastard. Oh, look how much time just in the pit. Why did I take you out of pit lane there? This further up. Ah, it's a short one, right. I was wondering, but I know there was two, and I wasn't sure which exit we were using. Sorry that I asked, because I wasn't sure. They were using the short one or the long one. Coming down to those sweepers. Hopefully he made the right choice for these tyres. Slipping and sliding like buggery. Don't lose it down here or you'll go too wide. I thought you like drifting more than anything, don't you? You're the drifter out of us. Yeah. No. As I said, you might have to use the drifting style. But yeah, front tyres are wearing quick. Gotta wear the tyres as quick as black whipping. Actually, you're getting more time between you and DP now. Truck's clearing. So did you do the right choice? Right. Yeah, but your tyres are going to be worn by that time. I'm watching the map too. You refueled as well, that's why we're in the pits for so long. As I said, it was going away. I was looking at the radar, it was going away. Yeah, 42 ahead of you, nearly 43. We're going to go and have to change. Getting too much time, 44. Too much time ahead of you. It's tires, a third worn on the front, a quarter on the back. About 46 seconds going on to 40 seconds, 7 ahead. .5 plus. They're getting more and more ahead. By the time we pit again, pitted too early. Huh? There's no. Nah. You gotta go with what you feel with the race, not the bloody radar half the time. That's what weather does sometimes. You don't really put them on until it starts. The lap it starts, then you go in and put them on. You change that. There's no use putting intermediates on a dry track. They'll rip to pieces. They've got to have a little bit of water on the track to put intermediates on. Otherwise you just rip them to pieces. That's why they're intermediates, to push the water off the track. And then when it gets too wet, that's when you put the wets on. Because the intermediates can't push the water off out of the tyres quick enough. But you got full intermediates on a dry track. And half worn already on the front, over half on one side, the front left, half going to 3/4 on the front left, half on the front right, and going to half on the back. So they've got nothing to grip on. There's no water, nothing for them to sort of grip and push out. So the softer the soft compound, the softs on these tracks if there's no water. Well, you don't put them on until the track's wet. I want 1.03 in front. We're plus 16.3. Not on your lap. You're losing time on the laps because of the tyres, and they're gaining time. And the one that I said I had to beat, he's on the fastest lap, 2.22. It's the same points as me, but if we don't beat him, we don't beat him. What? No. They'll go round you. Yeah, just go. Just do your race. Don't worry about them. It'll make much difference at the moment. It's too much time, too far behind, so it's not going to make any difference. Going to end up last this race. The lane's gone in. The rain hasn't even hit yet. starting to mess up. Oh yeah, so parts of the track are getting a little bit slippery. Some mists in. So it's more or less drifting on a slightly wet track. Slippery. It's got just a bit of drizzle on it, that's all. Misty. Not wet enough for intermediates. That's the trouble. Not quite right for the intermediates yet. You just got to work these to the track conditions until it's time for intermediates. Now remember, the truck's getting wet. His tyres are more worn than you, Mark. Or he's just got fresh ones on. I can't remember if he went in or not. Didn't show him. But your tyres are a lot newer than his, your meats. Or whatever. A lot newer. So you're going to hold a bit more than what he is. Yeah, he's ace. Rain hasn't fully hit yet. It's just outer parts of the track that hasn't fully hit the track. On those few corners where it's slippery, as you're doing the coming down, at the end of here, that's where it's hit more, in that area. There's a past the track on some areas, but it didn't hit the track on that area yet. It's going to hit it shortly. So you're coming into the edge where it is starting to get wet. But more so up the end here. Alright, so you can see it's shiny now. It's up around these corners and going down where it's wetter. From here on, this is the part where it's hit the track already. It hasn't hit the other areas. As I said, you gotta just try and hold with what you've got until There's more water up through here. Unless the track's a bit wet. You can see it's raining a bit now through here. Oh yes, you got to go a lot slower up through this bit because there's more water on the track up through here. As you come down through here, as you start coming out, it'll clear a little bit. But that's the bit it's in up, that essence is coming down there. It's not as wet down through here, but it's slippery. Put your radar back on, you'll see where it's hitting on the next lap round. But the track's getting wet, you can see it now. It's still not wet when it first starts to rain. I was just starting to hit all these other sections. Put your radar on when you can, you'll see it. I'll tell you where it's hitting next. Yeah, well, it's going to be, you know, as you come out of the pit straight, that hard bend, it's going to be hitting more down into that straight and more down to where you've just come from. So it's gradually going to engulf the track shortly. It's engulfed a bit over, nearly half of it now, starting to. It hasn't engulfed it near this yet, it's still just like it's starting to rain. Alright? Now I'll tell you where it's about to hit. Now this is getting slippier, so watch it up through down the incline and up the hill. It's going to get more wet about halfway along here into the straight area. That's where it's going to be hitting starting to hit the track more. In through here, right? It's starting to come over through here now. And shortly it's going to engulf the rest of the track. Just about engulfing it. But look, there's not a lot hitting it, not going to hit for long. Probably the last part of the race. Oh well, last but not least, this race. If you had stuck to these until now, we wouldn't have lost as much time. You got to watch the sky, feel the weather out before you do a change, especially to intermediates on a dry track. I don't know. Did it? I didn't hear anything. No rain activity or anything down around me. For once. Beautiful sunset. Red night, shepherd's delight. Red morning, shepherd's warning. Worry about the red mornings, not the evenings. I would have liked to have been down the waterfront to get the sunset up over the mountain. Can't get it here because of the trees. I would see it, a little bit between them. But yeah, I'd have to go over to a couple of streets over. I'm on that hill area where I took the other photos and get it from there or down the waterfront. The waterfront would be better. Get it coming off the water as well. One night I'll do that. When we're not on here doing something, I'll head down there and then just start a bit later that night. But yeah, days are getting a bit shorter here now, so it hits about 8 o'clock at sunset. I'll go down the waterfront and come on after that. Take me 10 minutes to get home. 10 minutes down, 10 minutes home. I'll film a little bit of it. Take some pictures. I have to watch the Aurora next time, then I'll head down. I wasn't well enough to head down last time, but next time I'll go down and get some of it because it's during the night. I can get it any time during the night. Ten minutes down to the waterfront and get it from there. It looked pretty. The Hobart and the mountain behind it. That's it. So there wasn't enough water on the track at all. But his tyres are pretty warm by the look of it. 232. Put it down to. Most luck we've done so far. It's clearing again. It's only the tail bottom of that they call the track. But it's just light shower basically. Bit of misty and a bit of light showers in a few parts of the heavy part of the track. This part. This part got the most of it. And by the time I hit the other bit, it was just about to clear over it. Here comes the sun out and here comes the clouds. I didn't really need to use intermediates at all. But it's still a bit shiny, so yeah, it's still a bit slippery. It's going to start drying out shortly once the sun hits it. Got a bit over a quarter of a tank. About a bit under a third. Front left is half worn. Front right's not far off it, and the back about a quarter. It looked like it was fully going to engulf the track when it was first coming over 5 miles out, 10 miles out or so, and then it changed. I got thinner, moved direction, wind direction. But it can look like it's going to piss down, then yeah, wind comes a different way and it blows in a different way. And that's what's happened. So in the end, there should have been only one pit stop and changed to medium. But yeah, we've changed to 2 different tyres. So we didn't really need the intermediates. And yeah, you did them on too soon, so. And that's where we lost all the time, when you change the intermediates. You can see these, the mediums can cope. Softs wouldn't be able to. You'd be sliding too much in them, but the mediums can cope with it. That's why a lot of races I'll do mediums, so it depends on the track. Other tracks I'll do hard, some I'll do soft. Depends on the track. And what vehicle you're using too. I'm still learning with some vehicles what tyres to use and what not to. Five-minute share play. Handbrake, he must be doing handbrake, he's all around the corner. But there's no use doing it in front of you because he's in front of you anyway. Just keep the ones behind him away, I think. Skyline and Ghost. Give way, well, he's playing. He's playing. He doesn't really want to pass you. He's had plenty of opportunity to pass and keep ahead of you. Oh, he's just playing at the back, behind you. You're not taking those corners to your tyre wear or your speed. Now remember, your tyres are half shot in the front, a third shot in the back. 3-minute share play, so yeah. On the final lap. 1 minute share flow. I'll see how you go in yours. Why? What? Doesn't really matter. You're going to get rest for yours. Mm. What? You can't stop and do another one. Practice for what? The race is done. You can't. You got yours. It's too hot. Should have saved settings. Then it would have stayed there. And it would have stayed there and we could just go and keep testing. I just changed the track. Change later. How long before we have to enter the next one? Midnight, wasn't it? Huh? I don't know, because you go for it too bloody quick. It's 23:10. Oh shit, I can't even see the fucking time. It's 11:10 now. There was one at 10 and 11, wasn't there? Midnight 1 and 2. So I missed the 11 o'clock one. Yeah. You got to do the midnight one. 11:30 for you. People, the first race run was a disaster. DNF in the end. I'm practicing for the next one at midnight my time, Eastern time. weather conditions that was meant to be didn't fully happen. Tyre changes at the wrong times. To what we could see that was happening at the time. The tyre change that put us behind. Wrong tyres. Welcome to the stream. So we're practicing until midnight. Roughly half an hour before we can go and re-enter. It is a race now, but by the time we got out of the other one, it's too late to enter. What I'll do, I'll start the screen share more into that bit of a movie bit at the beginning. So then it will last the whole time. We'll just get through it. Because I started a bit before it started, just as it was starting, so if I just wait another minute, that gives us that extra minute. But yeah, we lost a lot of time when you did that tyre change. And I think the person that dropped out in that probably realised he wasn't set up properly for it and left and waited for the next one. Sometimes they see who's in there and then leave and go and do another one. Huh? Yeah. Gotta stop those penalties. Exactly. Penalty started off with, and yeah, he stuffed up right at the beginning, so he left, so he would have been in this race, next one. And sometimes they'll look to see who's in there, and do a little bit, and then leave. I've heard that too, right? They don't like the people they're racing against. Or sometimes a few mates are in there, so they'll leave. They don't want to race against them. Heard that too. But no, I wouldn't have liked to start off with a full penalty like he did. Remember, from here down it's the downhill. I have to get round up here, it's the downhill. Now coming into the downhill climb. That's it. Adjusting your gears and acceleration through there, that's all. And the same down the bottom here, so you can get into that sweep. But then you don't go too wide, but that wasn't too bad, considering what you had been doing. But you know you can get around it without going wide. S's. And after this one is the last corner before the sweeper in the penalty area. That's it. One 157. Like that. Good lap. So it's going to be like those drizzly conditions most of the way through it. Hi, Jane. Landed 239. I can get it down to 224. Just having a practice before we go into the next race. We had a bit of bad luck in the last one, so we're having a practice before we go in and repeat. We'll push 181 up here, remember? Then you got to brake hard. So, well, I was getting 181 last. I was getting 181 last night. Or when we did it, I was getting 181. No, it wasn't last night. The night before. Remember I was pushing it between this one and the blue one, and then you was changing your settings here and there. No, we hadn't done anything to mine, and I pushed mine and I was getting 181 pushing it, but yeah, I'd go over if I didn't pull back. Yeah, a few times I went full pelt and hit the rails and everything to see what I could pull out of it, and it was 181. But yeah, if you keep it right up to the red, you just will go straight into the fence. You won't make it. But I know it will push up to 181. 175 successfully to one. That was 175, yeah. I could do it successfully in 175 and get around the corners. Pushed it to 175 along there. And I could push it to nearly 175 here if I backed off. That's what I was pushing it 2 nights ago. I've got nothing to it. I went off. And that's it, I didn't even drive it last night. As I said, I was going to drive it last night. I couldn't even drive last night, so. As soon as I got it up over this bit, I floored it. Alright, see what I did. Floor it up through here. Not quite that much, so I got rounded. Now floor it. Floor it right to the end. I know you're going to hit the gutter, go right in, you're not going to make it. Just floor it and just keep going. Don't break to right at the last, but yeah, you're going to hit the rails. See what you can push her out to. 154, you got it to? I got it to 181. Yes, it is. Practice for the manufacturers. Jade. So yeah, I was pushing it to 181 the other night. Do you want me to take it for a minute and see if I can push it? and then I'll get back to you. I'll push it for one lap. Yeah. So do you want me to just try one lap and then hand it back? What? I haven't changed anything. I've not changed anything from the other night. Because I don't touch anything in here. You do. But yeah, I pushed it to 181. Along that straight. Hmm? Let's put it back. Comp settings, yeah. Changed it back. I thought you did that all. I thought you'd done it all. Yeah, I thought you'd done that. What? SA settings. Now push it. 156 you're getting. Bit more pull to it. They got it completely on light. On the TCS. Remember, that's the downhill one glides. Oh, down here, downhill glide. S's. Now, so this corner to the you're coming up to the last one before the big one to the S's for the finish line. The other long stretch. .199 on the outlap. Yeah, get up to 156. Better than what you were pulling up there before. We're better on line one. Right on line one. See how it feels on that. We're going to go to nothing on the other parts. See how it feels on line one on the other bits. Instead of going 0, 2. Alright, try that combination. Seem to be working better. Right. This one's a low one. Let's see what you get more pull, if you get more pull. Especially on that straight, we'll try it on, we had on 0 up there, didn't you? But I reckon low one, try it on low one. Next time. See what pull on low one up on that straight. Yeah, you said it's pulling a lot better around through there. See how it pulls on that straight and going down those corner. And down the downhill sweepers, see how it goes on low one right round. That might be in between the 0 and 2. It's probably more a low one track. Now, pork borum. Fire on. 57, 58. 157, 158. You're pulling a lot better. Low one better. Now we're going down the downhill sweeper. See how she goes through downhill through here. You're sticking to her track a lot better on the low one. I was going to suggest low one. See how you went on that instead of low two. Back off a little bit. There's your comfort zone on this track. It's low one. It's a low one track. Down there for walking, up there for thinking. Watching you go round on the other one, then you went to 0. I thought, no, try in between, try 1. Yeah, 151, 94. So you swung out then, but you still hung to the track. Not. I was looking at the physics and everything with it there. Thinking, yeah, go low one. .233. We did 235 last lap. But yeah, you're going in between. Now you're on the low one. Yeah, your outlap is always shorter than anyone else. That's what they try and get you to go to. They're saying 225, 199. What this truck should roughly be. You hit comfortably 157 going up through there now. So I had tried it on low one on a different track and it worked well. There you go. Low one for this race. And that girl that was meant to be helping us with some of this, we haven't heard anything from her since. Did we offend her? By asking about her. Find out for me, please. There was no offence meant. I just wanted to know where she fit in and what experiences and everything she had. Just know a bit about her, that's all. She's fine. But no, I worked this out. Low one. How do you feel using low one on this track? You're holding the track. We're not sliding out as much. The tyre wear is good. More even. She's a low one track. There you go, boys, in Tokyo. Figured out the best one. TCS for this track. In this car, anyway. The other one, the 13 that we got, I got the other night, and you brought. That's a good one for the weight, and just that little bit shorter, right? But yeah, we've got to use this one in here, in these. that other one, the 13, will be a good one for racing as well. I reckon that would be a 1. So you're going to see what you're pushing on 0 up here. Not as much. 154. You're pushing 3 more with the low 1. "13 minutes to entry." Huh? Yeah, as I said, it's a 1. It's a 1 track. The 0 doesn't work. The 2 doesn't work on this track. So low 1. As I said. Trust me. Yeah. But yeah, yeah, but you can see the difference. Since you went on to the 0, since you go up to the 2. But yeah, tyres are wearing now, but the low 1, I reckon it's going to give us a better lap times. You saw it was a 233 there, we were doing worse than that in the other one, right? And now just stay on the low 1. I'll get a few more laps in before we have to drop out. 12 minutes. Well, hang on. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 11 minutes. About 10 minutes. 23:39 here. Yeah. 10 minutes. For entry. 2, 3, 1. Bring it down on the low 1s. Right, you're making up on the low 1 setting. Yeah, but on the 1, you're holding the track everywhere a lot better. No penalties. Right? 0, you're sliding out a bit. 2, you're sliding out too much. So low 1. Yeah, well, they're not gone yet. They're about a third in the front. Heading to a third. A quarter in the back. So yeah, all you have to do is just back off a little bit, going into some of the corners, especially on the downhills. Alright. Cater to your tyre wear to the track. Like you were doing at the end of the other race that we end up DNFing. But yeah. So you got to go to the speed, to the track conditions and the tyre conditions. You got to realise everyone, certain stage of 6 laps in, right, is going to be on the similar tyre wear to you. So you're not sliding as much because you're backing off that little bit more so you can glide around them. Hitting the brakes more will take more wear off them, right? Taking your foot off the accelerator and gliding, backing off a bit and then gliding, you're not putting as much stress on the tyres as what it is when you're braking. So say acceleration and gears, that will bring you down. The same on motorbikes. We don't use a clutch when we're actually racing. It's acceleration when we pour it off, that's when you click the gear up and pour it back on. In between. But yeah, it's a split second, but yeah, it takes a bit to do it. You only use the clutch when we take off and when we pull up. You can do it on normal road bikes if you know how. It's what we call a racing change. No clutch is used. Mate, you gotta know what you're doing, or you stuff shit up very quickly, but we had factory bikes, so yeah, it was easier for us to do it that way anyway. 8 minutes to entry. Get a couple more, 2 more laps, and then have a bit of a stretch before we have to enter. Well, I'm just saying 8 minutes to entry. You didn't back off quick enough there to the wear of your tyres. That's it. You gotta remember the next race, you're gonna be on these tyres, and it's not gonna be wet, so you gotta nurse them that bit more. When it starts to get slippery, yeah, but being on the low one, so you're on high now, you've gone up to high. Why? See how you're gonna do it on high. Equal down, right, yep. 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 Another technique a lot of people don't realise. Put it up on high, so yeah. Just for parts of your lap here and there, when your tyres are starting to wear down, and then you drop it again. I didn't know you knew about that one either. Helps with tyre wear when you start to slide out. Yep, exactly. Slows all the brake area down, clutch, everything. Just having it up on that little bit on the open, there. But on the open areas like the actual straights is the best time to do it, and then you drop it back down when you're going into the corners. Right? A lot of friends of mine used to do that. When it's a big straight, they'll put it up on high, let things cool down, then drop it back down as they go hitting corners, and then as soon as they're back on another straight, a good area, like now, they'd put it up onto high to let it cool down. Till they got near the end, and then they'd drop it again. Just for a lap or two, just up and down like that on the straights, and then yeah, back to their normal setting until yeah, it was time to go in and change. They just keep flicking through like that till they couldn't hold the tyres much more. Then they'd pit on long races. My memory's coming back with a lot of shit I grew up with and heard and watched. Definitely low one. Definitely. This particular car, that's what we need, low one. Yeah. Good. $11.46. Time for entry. Just finishing this lap and time to go out and get ready. Time. Now I won't do the screen share until near the end of that movie. Like you might be off, not on it, but when I know that movie's just about to end, I'll hit join, hit free to join, right? I'll have it all ready to go. So yeah, you might not be able to join straight away as soon as I stop it. I'll just hold that little bit till it's the end of that bit, and that will give us a couple more minutes. No. You look at it. No, I'm watching the tyres. But the low one will hold your tyres a bit better. You did about 6-7 laps, but yeah, until we figured out the right one. Right? Now I'll guide you with your tyres. And all the way through, right? And I know how far you can push the tyres when you've got the right person behind you, right? I've seen you do it before in the other races. You can do it in this too. So I said, don't worry about them in front. Drive your race, not theirs. Alright? The more you drive your own race and not theirs, you're okay. But when you start to try and chase them too much, you're starting to do their race, right? Everyone's got a different race style, different racing. Slow and steady usually wins the race. But yeah, we're not going to be slow and steady. We're going to be mediocre to fast and steady. That's the difference. Ever read book The Hare and Tortoise? Hare was so smart that he was going to win. In the end, yeah, the tortoise won. Yep, I know. We're moving around. Yep, cool down. 4 minutes, then get in just even do one lap or so. So it's in practice. I know it's once we get into that practice, we're more in all the time. If you don't do it, that's when we more get chucked out. I get this one done, so then it's clear for you to get yours done. Yes. You've only got one chance. But learnt from the first one. Yep. You got someone there to get you up? Good. Pause. I don't want you missing it. Yep. That's what I thought. Yep. That's what I thought you were doing, right? Central idea. And at least all together, so if anything goes wrong with any of yous, you're all together. I know we got the little one there. Exactly. The little one, I think loved coming there actually. Yeah. 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 Just keep the fluids up to her. And yeah, I know the little one loves being there. So if I'm streaming during the day, right, they're still there, I'll send a message to you, so then you can let them know, whether it's Fortnite or whatever I'm doing, right? So she can watch other things I do. So I might do some of the asphalt and stuff like that, because I know she likes cars. I might do a bit of Destiny, show some of my other fighting style. Yeah. Over this, yeah, to get everything updated, yeah. I thought it was the 29th. Tomorrow. Because that day's a race, 31st, so it won't be. Pretty sure it's, pretty, no, I'm pretty sure it's the 29th tomorrow. So that's why I said I'll be doing other stuff. Alright. When you have a look at it, I'm pretty sure, before you join in down at the bottom, it says the 29th. Serve maintenance, 29th. Well, just tonight, what we've done 144 miles already. Yeah. Just that little bit of practice the first race, and then that practice then, we've done 144.2 miles. Top of the world, eh? What now? You got your towels? I told you to do. Breezer. And your neck. It is a must in the hotter parts of Australia. Queensland, outback New South Wales, top end of New South Wales, South Australia, all through, Western and Territory. The cricketers have one that they put actually around their neck. You can buy them. And they wear it around their neck while they're playing cricket. No, I used to have one years ago for indoor. Mmm. What? 4:18. Might be back on by tomorrow night. All depends what time it's going down. Yeah, only for a couple of hours. Should be back on by 9. 3:54. Oh, you just come on a bit later and practice, that's all. Exactly. Yeah. 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 Well, you just do what you got to do, and yeah, when you get somewhere decent, well, you can plug in. Hopefully everything will be up by then. I can message you and say it's up, or whatever. Yeah. I don't think I'll be going out doing Match Friday. I can do... Yeah. I don't think I'll be going out and doing much. I do just a little driving, a bit of bread and stuff like that, go for a bit of a drive and back. Probably about 2 hours, and then I'll be back. I'll do it early. It's 11 o'clock, so I'll be back a bit after 1. 2 minutes 37. You going to do any practice? Hey driver, where are you? You there? I thought you were going in for a bit of free practice. So it registers better. I'm here. I can hear you. Oh, it probably didn't work in there. Some areas it won't work. I know it won't in mine. While you're wiping your ass on the crapper. and there's 3 people on the stream, so yeah, they just heard me say that you were wiping your ass on the crapper when I was like, are you there? Are you there? Matchmaking. Alright. Now I'm going to hold off, right, as this starts. We got 3 minutes. So what I can do is start it and then go back. Joe's going, LeMayo. Rightio. I was going to ask you about that. No. If I have to do it again in the movie, do it again. There you go. So when the movie does it, I'll stop you and then I'll restart it when it's just about finished, right? Low 1. Yep. You want it to be low? Remember on the short pit, not the long pit? For 4 minutes, then I'll be stopping, starting again. And that's going to give us an extra 5-6 minutes. So it was just after this I started before, so no, it'll give us an extra minute to 2 minutes. Minute, right? We should hang it out, and we've been on low 1. We're not going to be dragging so far behind. We were nearly 2 minutes behind, right? We'll make up 2 minutes with the new being on low 1s and tyre changing, right? Be guided by me on that if you can. Like you did the last part of the race. Yep. Yep. Yep, I was waiting for him to push up. Pull in. That's it, downhill. That's it. Give him a bit of what he gave you. What you saw they did in the last race, they're not very sportsman. That's it. She's pulling a lot better on the low 1. That's it. Yeah, he shunted you a bit. Yeah, they were shunting. One shunted. You took his line, so that's why he shunted you. He wanted you out of there so he could take his line back. That's what you've got to do. If they're going to take your line, you just keep going. That's it. You own the track, they don't. You run your race. That's it. My tinkering with it, I think, yeah. We've got it right now. That's right, slow down hard in. Then you get round it a bit more. Alright. Now you can push it to 157 before you have to hit the brakes up the end here. On 45, 6, 47. $157, back it down. Yeah, we'll be having a radar up shortly, sweetie. We thought, well, my radar, I don't take much notice of that. My radar is the sky. I wasn't far wrong last race. Was I co-driver? Because where I live, it's very similar conditions to the actual race. Most of the time of the year. We only get about a month, maybe 2 months if we're lucky of this sort of weather. We're only just starting to get summer now and it's nearly February. The last month of summer, we're just starting to get summer. Pulling a lot better now. See, you even held her there, even though you pushed her. Are you alright? You still held it. You didn't get too far off the track. You put it on there where you shouldn't have. To glide it through there, right? over track limit into there. That's basically a first gear second. The second in round, first second. Some people take it first, some take it second. Now we've got different settings on it. Hopefully it's going to pull a lot better in this race. This is the last chance. It's alright, whatever we get, we get. Because we've had to muck around with the car at the last minute and change things, so yeah. Sometimes that happens. In real race scenarios too, it happens. Yeah, well we've got one more after this, so... Yep. So I said I only need to go out for a little bit and then I'll be back and yeah. So you can do bits and pieces around here. That's alright. Look, Spazzing's car, nice colours. Get ready. So as soon as the movie was over and this flag was to come out and the cars were starting to show. Hope I've timed it better. So I've timed it right at this piece for you. So I went that little bit longer because I knew we had this to go through. That does look nice. The pink and blue, light blue. It depends on the design, how it's put together, whether I like them or not. Well, that does look nice, that one. Plain. Plain. That one's nice, the way the red, black and white's put together. Bit plain. Yeah. That's not bad how that one's done. Nah, it doesn't matter where we start. We had a better starting in the other one, but it don't matter. As I said, we've had to change settings between the last one and this one. So good luck, co-driver. I'll guide you with tyres. Now remember, get down to low 1 as soon as you can. You're on low 2. Down 1 more. Low 1, go get down 1 more. Dip. Alright. So as soon as you can get down to low 1, get down. You're keeping with these ones better on the low one. You got a penalty then. 0.5 of a penalty. Coming up to the S's. Now you're going to be coming on the down sweeper. After coming to the down sweeper now. If you take it right, you'll be able to get through some of these. If they go wide. Yep. Keep going, pick yourself up, there's still one behind you. He clipped you at the last bit as he went. He spun and hit you. Right, now remember your track is a little bit snotty. It's misty, so yeah. The rain's starting to come in a bit misty now, so the track is damp. Coming up to penalty area. Keep off the grass because the grass is damp and it will slide you out. You're used to the track in this condition and you'll be right. Yeah, even Jay said that one turned in on you, their fault. They spun, which knocked you, right? It's exactly what I said happened. Thanks, Jade. Now don't cut there too much, it'll take you back, remember? Go penalty for it. You ignored track limit, too hard and fast round there. Almost stop. Turn, hard turn. That's it. You won't get any more penalty there because you took it at the track limit. Just do the best you can. Don't worry about them, just do your race. How we planned. Well, I get. Come to the S's, and then the downhill sweep. Come on, keep your head together. Don't chase them. Just do your race. You'll pick up your speed. You'll pick up your time if you do your race, not theirs. That's it. Start pushing too hard, they're going to wear their tyres out a lot quicker and start sliding a lot more. But yeah, you don't want too much gap between. Right, where you can pour it on, pour it on. That's it. Coming out to the small S's again. Good. Now this is the last corner before the sweeper and penalty. Remember not to cut too much because they'll take you back. And you get more of a penalty. I don't know if they've got under their bloody cars, but yeah. We push more speed out of ours, but yeah. Hard stop, turn. That's it. Got that down to 235 from 254. Getting them down. The tyres is just starting to show wear. So they should be warm enough now. On lap 3. This is where you start to push it. Usually from this lap on you'll start picking up. Your tyres are warm and you're more comfortable. S's. Don't look for the car in front, just look at what you're doing. There's one not far from you, you're catching up. That's it, sweep up. That's it. Sweep down. That's it. And down here, just back off that little bit so you can get around comfortably. And then you can keep the power on. That's it. And these are S's. It's the S's. That's it. Coming around towards the last corner. For the nice big long stretch before the S on the straight. Finish line. That's it. Don't worry about what's flashing up in front of your eyes. Just look at the track. Look at those yellow markers. You just look there. I'll look everywhere else. Slow down a bit. That's it. Put yourself around there comfortably. Back off and come in round here. That's it. You got it down again. You got down to 232 from 235. Hard round. You're pulling time in against 14, closing in. He's just up ahead of you, he's just gone into the S's. But run your race. Yeah, there's two of them straight ahead of you. Just run your race. Next time you run. Yep. Yep. Just run your race. Yep. By running your race and not, you know they're ahead of you, you are actually gaining time. Right? As I said, don't worry about them up ahead. You know they're not far from you. And yes, you're closing in and closing in. So just run your race. Back it up a bit. Each lap you're gaining. Back it off, S's. That's it. Get your groove, get your glide again. And you're getting it. Now you can see that car now. So yeah, you know you're closing it. Closing that gap. So don't lose your head, just keep going the way you are. That's it. Back her off a little bit here. That's it. Now you have to do that little back off and you can get round it okay. Yes, it's before the straight. Finish, that's it. Yep. You just moved up a spot. Yep. A hard stop, hard right. Your tyres are still fine, you're down to a 3/4 tank. They're showing wear on the front and wear on the back, a little bit more on the front, but they're still fine. Jay said nice lap. It was a beautiful lap, wasn't it, Jay? You still run your race. Don't worry, you can see that other car ahead, and that's how far it was ahead before. S's. That's it. Keep your head cool. Okay, that's it. Now you got your downhill sweeper. That's it. Sweep it. That's it. Bit of a sweep here. That's it. See? He's in your eye again. Back off now. Get yourself around. That's it. Sweep it round. That's it. Now you got S's here. He's just gone out of the S's. A little bit wide there. Slowly out and then pour on. That's it. Get your groove again. Don't worry about the time. Only on lap 5. Get your groove again, get your niche. Watch the sides, penalty. Yes, tyres will be dirty. That's why I say never pour on as you're coming out of there. You just drive out, and as soon as you get out a little bit, then you can straight. It'll get all the kitty litter off your tyres. So that's what we call it on the track, kitty litter. Hard right. Pinata 8.16 behind. They'll plus 16.3 behind, so far better. Yeah, I'll say it out loud for you. The kitty litter, because that's where the cat shit, never mind, she goes. That's right. That's where all the cats go out to shit. That's why we stay out of the kitty litter. Right, remember sweep up? That's it. Sweep. Back off a bit so you get around. That's it. Now you can go on. Put back on when you're ready. Coming up to S's. The final corner before the big straight before the finish. We're on lap 6, we'll be starting lap 7 soon. The tyres are about a quarter down at the front. Back off a bit. That's it. Kept out of the kitty litter that time. don't want to go over to where all the cat's peanut smells. That's why it's called cat litter. Smelly part. Hard right. Pulled it on a bit too soon. Maybe your tyres are starting to wear a bit. That's almost 156 then. Now you're pulling a good time along there, like we're in practice. Downhill sweeper coming up too. Downhill right sweeper. And then you're going to come to a little left sweeper. Then you're going to come to another left sweeper, long sweeper. So you don't have to break a fraction here, so then you can get around it. That's it. Coming up to the S's. Coming up to the last corner before the long sweep to the finish line. We'll be starting lap 8. Tyres are reasonable. Yeah, the other one's catching up behind you. He's not far behind you now. He's really caught up. He wants to fight you for this position. He's going to fight you for it. I was watching him, he was getting faster and faster, so yeah, he's going to... He doesn't want to end up last, but someone's always last. I end up last, so be it. Wasn't my round. It's much like the other one. But at least we're closer to the field this time. But I think this has been about the hardest race, even though we know this track off by heart. This has been the hardest race out of it. But you start to lose it, losing your momentum. Watch your tyres, they're about a third worn now. The back's about a quarter. But yeah, you're going to swing out a bit if you go too fast, right? So now, with your drifting, a little bit of drifting experience, and you're braking, alright? But not that much. Not that much. Lap 8. Trying to push out to that 10. I can. After the next lap, go in. What do you think? I've done loads of races on this track. Well, we actually test for a team in Tokyo, and yeah, this is our first actual race season. So we're learning, Jane. But yeah, this has been our worst race so far. And we know this track because yeah, we did a lot of testing on the Seto before we come over to here. We've only been on here about 6 weeks. This Friday. So this is our first experience of doing one of these. I worked hard to get up to where we are and doing it, but gotta start somewhere. As I said, this has been our worst race so far. But yeah, we're 14th, so now keep your head. Tyres are going down to, yeah, well onto a third wear on the front, and you've got a bit over half a tank and quarter wear on the back. Alright, downhill. Watch it. He started August 2024. Yeah, well, we got it, as I said, 6 weeks ago this Friday. So we're not done too bad considering we've only been doing it nearly 6 weeks. So any support we can get appreciated, and any advice we can get is appreciated. I have my co-driver driving. He's got his race to go yet. He's doing the last one. But I don't know if he'll be streaming that because of power difficulties. We've been lucky that we've been able to get this done. We do a lot of training more on this one. And he goes and does his and everything. Are you a C? Well, I was a DA, and in the last week I've come up to a DS, so I'm quite happy with that. My co-driver was a DS before me. Well, practice makes perfect. You'll get there. A friend of mine that's in this race, he added me through my stream. He's a B. BS.